I was super excited when I first heard about Second Sight getting their hands on Dawn of the Dead. It's one of my favourite movies. I'm pretty familiar with the movie. I was looking forward to see what they'd do, and to get it on 4K in such an elaborate package was truly exciting. I instantly pre-ordered my copy and still really looking forward to getting my hands on it. Luckily enough, I was given a screener. I was given 3 UHD discs of the 3 cuts of the movie and the Blu-ray bonus discs, and I just want to talk to you about the movie, my thoughts on the movie, and the various 3 cuts, and of course the quality of the 4K. So there'll be little links across the time bar where you can jump to whatever part you want. If you're familiar with the plot and you don't want to hear about it, you want to skip by that stuff and get to the good 4K review, that's fine as well. Just remember to leave a like if you're so inclined. George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead was released in 1978 and was destined to become a classic, ahead of its time and really jumping exponentially from Night of the Living Dead, which is still a really good movie, but again he captures the zeitgeist, the mood of the people, the American public, the typical person within this movie. And we have 4 people who are Stephen, Peter, Roger and Francine, who we have Stephen and Francine, who are people that work for a reporting channel, news reporting, and they are in the kind of heart of all this hubbub of everything that's happening, of trying to get information to the people and watching the deterioration of their channel go down the drains. Roger and Peter are 2 policemen or armymen who are kind of caught up in taking down this tower block that has infected people in it, people who are rebelling against the system, and they kind of see the needless killing and make a decision that even though they don't know each other, just to join forces and get the hell out of there. These 4 people join up and in a helicopter fly to an abandoned mall, where they kind of discover that they can make it their home, and that's pretty much the rest of the movie. The film is just one of these ones that just tackles into so many different kind of subjects. You know, at the start of the movie, you're really given a lot of powerful sequences. I think that the most impressive one for me is Ken Foree's Peter's character. As he's down in the basement, he sees all these people that are turning into zombies, and he has to pretty much kill them all. And you see the effect on that character straight away, and it's pretty shocking to see how these characters that are tough, that have to do the hardened thing, how even that just it kind of strips them of their humanity a little bit. And watching some of their other co-workers really lose it, or on their first mission getting caught by a straight bullet to the forehead and dying instantly, how this really changes these 2 guys straight away and puts them on different kinds of path. Peter, who seems like a more kind of straight-laced individual, is kind of stoic, kind of keeps everything close to his chest and plays his cards very close to very careful what he says at the start. Where you've got Roger, who is quick, smart-assed, quick to action, seems a little bit impulsive, and that's going to grow throughout the movie. When you get to Stephen, you get an idea of a man who wants to be a man, who wants to be that hero type figure, but can never quite find it within himself to get there. And Francine, as his partner, kind of comes along, and she is a really strong individual character. I like a lot of what she does. She stands up for herself. She doesn't want to be a mother for these 3 guys. She wants to take part. She wants to be part of this quartet and doing some of the dangerous jobs, and she's not afraid to roll up her sleeves and get her hands dirty, which I really liked about these characters. All 4 of them have facets that I really liked, and we get zombie action by the bucketload. You get bloods and guts and exploding heads and propeller chopping heads off, and you get all this fun gore throughout the movie. But it would be for nothing without the rich thematics at the heart of it. The commentary on the American culture of just going to these malls and wandering about, of goods, of wanting things that are pretty much meaningless in the whole big picture. It all tackles all these kind of things, and I really kind of liked it, while kind of destructing the American typical family at the same time. You also get the idea throughout this of news and false news and twisting the media, and is the information we're getting correct throughout the movie. And I really like this film a lot. I think it's a seminal film of its type. It's important, and I think it's got a definitive release here. You move on to the 3 cuts of the movie, and you get the typical theatrical cut, which is the movie we've all kind of seen, and you get the extended Cannes cut, which, although has a few additions to scenes, feels a little bit lacking in the pace. You get the theatrical cut, which is 207 minutes, and you get the extended cut, which is about 12 minutes more, I think, around about the 219 mark. And although the longer one adds a little bit more into it, it just robs the movie a little bit of its pace, kind of drags it back a little bit. And it was interesting to get to that extended Cannes cut and see some of the things that were added. And what most notably for me, there was bits and pieces here and there, but it's policemen that Stephen and Francie run into early on in the movie, and there's an elongated sequence that kind of alludes to the fact that these aren't cops, but have just kind of stole the uniforms and are making their way elsewhere. But it does just kind of make the movie just that little bit too long, a little bit too dragged out. The theatrical cut is the one that I'm very familiar with. It's the one that I know, and although the Cannes one was interesting, I may touch on that now and again, but the theatrical cut is the one that gives me the most emotional resonance with the characters. You get to see behind the curtain, you get to see some fun moments as well, because it has this strange comedic tone, which is why it's a little bit different when you get to the Argento cut. And I really like this one. I had never seen this cut before, but I'm a big fan of Italian movies, and it has that big aesthetic with it. Now, it's lost the kind of audio library that was used for the theatrical cut, and you get the Goblin soundtrack all the way through this one, and it makes a hell of a difference. This is faster paced, an hour and 59 minutes, and it cuts out a lot of the jokey elements of the movie, cuts out a lot of the exposition, and where certain scenes were elongated, like when Stephen gets attacked when they're refueling the helicopter, and he's scrambling for the hammer for a good minute or so. This one just cuts that out, gets to him getting it and killing the zombie. And it's elements like that make this really surprising. They've cut 8 minutes out of the movie. They've taken certain scenes and cut them back, and they've made it an action adventure. This thing really moves. And because I'm really familiar with theatrical cut, you kind of fill in a lot of the emotional resonance that you're missing from this, and you just get a pure, exciting, adrenaline-filled thriller, which I really appreciated getting to. Now, the 4K itself is simply stunning. The movie has never looked this good ever. This is, or has been touted as, a definitive edition, and I wholeheartedly get behind that. Now, the theatrical and the Cannes cut are very similar in the way they've been treated. The Argento cut has a little bit of a pink hue all the way through it, but that's probably embedded in the film. You see it in certain scenes when they're seeing lights or when it's on faces. It just looks a little bit off. The detail that you can spot in some of these movies is terrific. Like moments that I had never just caught before. It doesn't really add to the storytelling, but when you see them parking the trucks in front of the doors and you see the paint flaking off the brickwork above them, it's just awesome what you can see. There's a moment in the basement with Forey's character as he's killing all the zombies, and you see the tear running down his cheek, and it's shadowy, it's moody, it's dark, but you still get this definition of this tear line strolling down his face. The colours aren't bright, there's no washouts, the grain looks natural and doesn't look manipulated. I didn't see any kind of problematic post-processing throughout the movie, and I watched all 3 of these cuts and certain scenes again because I was just loving it. And usually in some of these movies you can see the seams of the special effects makeup, but they're that well done that you don't really notice it within this one. But the picture quality is simply exquisite. The colours are rich, it's detailed, there's textured, it's everything you could possibly want. Even in the darker shots, you see so much more. There's a variety of blacks within the screen particularly, which I found really nice, specifically in the basement sequence. And this was a wonderful discovery yet again. If you're in any two minds about picking this up, don't get it. I can't wait to get to the rest of the materials. I'm going to do a separate video for the bonus disc, because that thing is ridiculously stacked, and I may want to touch on some of the commentaries as well. We'll keep an eye out on that. That will be coming in a few days once I manage to work my way through that. But just now, know that this 4K edition of Dawn of the Dead is perfect.